I want to make your favorite dish. All you have to do is comment, and if you get the most likes, you'll be featured next. Today, I'm starting with my personal favorite, polenta e funghi. If you don't know, polenta is a combination of corn flour, water and salt. Mix for about 40 minutes to an hour and add butter. For the funghi part, I used a mixture of porcini and champignon mushrooms. Sautéing everything with butter, salt and garlic, with of course a topping of fresh parsley at the end. This is by no means a hard dish to make, it's just a little long, and it's not the most flavorful either. The polenta reminds me of Saturday lunches at grandma's, and the mushrooms about picking them up with my brothers in the woods. Food is amazing not only because it tastes great, but also because it's personal and it really defines us. I can't wait to see what's coming. In the last video, Yuval said make shawarma, so this is my attempt at it. With my mortar, I made a spice mix with the spices you see on screen and coated my plant-based chicken with it as well as some yogurt. I then moved on to making sash bread, a mixture of flour, salt and water, rolled out very thinly after resting. One of the most important ingredients in a shawarma is toom, a garlic emulsion similar to mayo but with no egg and lots of garlic. And because my blender doesn't have a hole in it, I finished emulsifying in a cup. At this point the dough has finished resting, so I can roll it out very thinly and cook it in a pan on high heat. And last but not least, I can finally get the spiced up chicken cooking in a pan with some olive oil. Some people add fries in their shawarma, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit lazy, so I ended up not making them. With toom, tomatoes, chicken, pickles, parsley and tahini, here's my version. In the last video, Adolfo suggested I make tacos, and you guys seem to agree, so here we go. I started by making the dough for tacos and let it rest while I cook everything else. While I boiled some cauliflower, I decided to make a quick bean paste with the spices you see on screen right now. I added some water, mashed it with a wooden spoon, and it was ready to go. I then moved on to charring the soft cauliflower in the same pan with some more olive oil. And because I forgot to buy hot sauce from the store, I decided to make one with chilies, garlic, salt, sugar, a little balsamic, and tomato sauce. There's probably 1,000 different recipes for tacos out there, but I tried the ones with cauliflower in this Mexican restaurant in Amsterdam once and fell in love with it. It genuinely tastes incredible and never disappoints. This was Adolfo's favorite meal. What's yours? On the last video, Tom3933 said, show the best burger you can imagine, and so here I am. I'm starting by making my own brioche buns, which is something that takes some time, but it's not particularly hard. I'm then chopping a couple onions to caramelize them in a pan with some olive oil and a lot of salt. Of course, every respectable burger needs a sauce, so I'm making a version of a Big Mac sauce that I really enjoy. I'm then deglazing the onions with some balsamic vinegar and getting my cooking plate ready with some butter. As I'm cooking my favorite veggie burger, I'm also toasting the buns. Lastly, I'm flipping the burger and topping it with cheese. Lettuce spills everywhere and gets a little messy, but pickles is a must in my burger. So this was Tom's. What's your favorite meal? In the last video, this user said first sushi. And since there's no specifics, I decided to make my favorite, salmon nigiri, and my girlfriend's favorite, California rolls. I started by washing and cooking sushi rice, and while I waited, I prepared the rest of the ingredients. I then seasoned the rice in a wooden bowl by cutting it with a wooden spoon. Once the rice reached room temperature, I started preparing the sushi mat with the nori. I spread the rice on the sheet, making sure my hands were wet, and then added the ingredients to roll. This is the first time I've ever made sushi, and I now realize how much technique it's needed to make it perfect. The salmon ended up not sticking to the rice very well, and the rolls are a little loose, but I still enjoyed it very much. This was the last commenter's favorite meal. What's yours? In the last video, Ryan said make cereal, and because I've never tried Cinnamon Toast Crunch in my life, I'm attempting to make that from scratch. I started by quickly pulsing flour, cinnamon, and baking soda together, before adding sugar, coconut oil, vanilla extract, and honey. Again, I've never tried them, but it feels like it needs more cinnamon. Lastly, I transferred everything to a bowl, added some yogurt, and flattened the dough between 2 sheets of parchment paper. I really wish this was a bit more precise, but I had to give up on aesthetics and cut it with a pizza cutter, before brushing it with some more coconut oil and sugar. After a few minutes in the oven, they are crunchy and delicious. The only thing left to do is to compare them to the real ones next time I go to the States.